Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nishavatarakam Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditau Gaurudaya Pushpavanatau Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau Granthirarambhakuri Mangalacharana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinira Smarana Hoya Bigana Vinashana Anayasa Safal Nija Vanchita Purana Jai Jai Kripamoy Jagatiranath Sarva Jagatira Koro Shubha Drishtipad Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 7, text 82 onwards. This chapter is entitled Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his 5 features. So we're going to read from text 82. In this particular section, Lord Chaitanya is replying to Prakashananda Saraswati and addressing the questions raised by Sri Prakashananda Saraswati. Hasaya nachaya more karaya krandana ita shuni guru hasi bolila vachana. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Chanting the holy name in ecstasy causes me to dance, laugh, and cry. When my spiritual master heard all this, he smiled and then began to speak. Purport. When a disciple very perfectly makes progress in spiritual life, this gladdens the spiritual master, who then also smiles in ecstasy, thinking how successful my disciple has become. He feels so glad that he smiles as he enjoys the progress of the disciple, just as a smiling parent enjoys the activities of a child who is trying to stand up or crawl perfectly. So beautiful verse. This is pure nectar. So when the Guru Maharaj, Sri Ishwar Puripal, heard all these symptoms that I am, dancing and crying, and when my mind is I'm become mad, what kind of mantra you have given to me by chanting, I have become mad in love of Krishna. So his guru, Sri Ishwar Puripad, was so happy, so glad to hear that. As Prabhupada is saying, that how a parent would be so happy to see, the child moving. There's the child crawling. Even though the child is crawling, the parent is very happy to see the first step of the child. There's the parent is very happy. Oh, my child, look at my child. My child is walking, or my child is learning some alphabet or learning some education. The parent feels happy. Similarly, the spiritual master is the real father, is Guru, is Karnadhar, is our eternal father. And seeing the disciple making good spiritual progress, the guru is gladdened. So the guru here was smiling, was very happy, in joy, in bliss. Mm. So now we can put it the other way also. If we want to give joy to the spiritual master, then the more, dear we become to Krishna, the more attached we become to holy name, to serving Vaishnavas, to serving deities in a non-offensive way, the more Guru will be happy. One time someone asked Prabhupada, what pleases you the most? Hmm. And Prabhupada replied, when you're attached to Krishna. So attachment to Krishna, of course, different ways, different times we reply differently. But the point here is when the disciple becomes attached to Krishna, the pure guru is happy because that's the goal of a pure guru. Attached to Krishna, attached to holy name, attached to serving, attached to um, doing all the different limbs of bhakti. Very, very beautiful verse. Eta shuni guru hasi bolila vachana. So let's see what the guru spoke. Yes, Prabhu, you want to read this 83 verse?
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you. Maybe the Wi-Fi is not.
Am I able to?
Maybe the Wi-Fi is not audible. I'll
Can you hear
read
me?
while you're getting ready. I'll read and you can read the next one. Krishna nama mahamantrera eta svabhava ye japa tara Krishna upajaya bhava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It is the nature of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that anyone who chants it immediately develops his loving ecstasy for Krishna. Wow. All these verses are so powerful. Anyone who chants it immediately develops loving ecstasy for Krishna. In this verse, it is explained that one who chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra develops bhava, ecstasy, which is the point at which revelation begins. It is the preliminary stage in developing one's original love for God. Lord Krishna mentions this bhava stage in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of all the spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. A neophyte disciple begins by hearing and chanting, associating with devotees, and practicing the regulative principles, and thus he vanquishes all of his unwanted bad habits. Wow. He vanquishes all of his unwanted bad habits. In this way, he develops attachment for Krishna and cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. Bhava is the almost successful stage of spiritual life. One stage less of prema. Yes, Prabhu, are you now able to read, or is your Wi-Fi okay to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Pranam. Can you hear clearly?
The voice is
Still
breaking.
not audible, right? Yeah. Well, you can go ahead.
Somehow the voice was breaking, Prabhu. That you were able to hear?
Yes, I can hear clearly.
Bhaswati Mataji, are you able to read? Would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I can. You told me to read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, if you're in a position.
Oh, okay, yes, Prabhuji. A sincere student orally receives the holy name from the spiritual master, and after being initiated, he follows the regulative principles given by the spiritual master. When the holy name is properly served in this way, automatically the spiritual nature of the holy name spreads. In other words, the devotee becomes qualified in offenselessly chanting the holy name. When one is completely fit to chant the holy name in this way, he is eligible to make disciples all over the world, and he actually becomes Jagat Guru. Then the entire world, under his influence, begins to chant the holy names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thus, all the disciples of such a spiritual master increase in attachment for Krishna, and therefore he sometimes cries, sometimes laughs, sometimes dances, and sometimes chants. These symptoms are very prominently manifest in the body of a pure devotee. Sometimes when our students of the Krishna consciousness movement chant and dance, even in India, people are astonished to see how these foreigners have learned to chant and dance in this ecstatic fashion. As explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, actually this is not due to practice. For without extra endeavor, these symptoms become manifest in anyone who sincerely chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Many fools, not knowing the transcendental nature of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sometimes impede our loudly chanting this mantra. Yet one who is actually advanced in the fulfillment of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra induces others to chant also. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, Krishna Shakti Vine Nahe Tar Pravartana. Unless one receives special power of attorney from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he cannot preach the glories of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. As devotees propagate the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the general population of the entire world gets the opportunity to understand the glories of the holy name. While chanting and dancing or hearing the holy name of the Lord, one automatically remembers the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because there is no difference between the holy name and Krishna, the chanter is immediately linked with Krishna. Thus connected, a devotee develops his original attitude of service to the Lord. In this attitude of constantly serving Krishna, which is called bhava, he always thinks of Krishna in many different ways. One who has attained this bhava stage is no longer under the clutches of the illusory energy. When other spiritual ingredients such as trembling, perspiration, and tears are added to this bhava stage, the devotee gradually attains love of Krishna. The holy name of Krishna is called the Mahamantra. Other mantras mentioned in the Narada Pancharatra are known simply as mantras, but the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is called the Mahamantra. So in these two paragraphs, this purport, Prabhupada is explaining how important is the chanting the holy names and what is the Mahima, what is the opulence of this Mahamantra. And this Mahamantra actually is not non-different from Lord Krishna himself. So when we chant, when we do chanting, when we do kirtans loudly, actually we are calling Krishna's name, we are calling Krishna. And as in Kevalashtakam, it says, Hari Sada Basi Tatra Jatra Bhagavata Janaha. So Krishna comes when Bhagavata Janaha chants his holy name. And also in the previous paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that a sincere student of a spiritual master can become the world leader of preachers. So our Acharya Srila Prabhupada is a very big example of, he is the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he show Srila Abhaycharan Rabinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada actually shows that how good a disciple he is, and then he becomes a spiritual master, and eventually, and he spread the holy name, the Krishna consciousness, this whole world. And also he created his disciples all over the world, who are also great teachers, great sadhus. So that's why he is telling that sincere student of a spiritual master can lead the whole world by spreading the Krishna consciousness. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mataji. Lots and lots of nectarian points in this purport. Just by chanting the holy name, the Maha Mantra, it is the nature, it is the Swabhava. What is the Swabhava? That whoever, ye jape tare Krishna upajaya bhava, Krishna bhava, that means Krishna consciousness or devotion or love or sentiment toward Krishna, attachment towards Krishna will naturally develop. That's a nature. It is a Swabhava. Of what? Of the holy name. Immediately will develop if one chants sincerely. So now this point is very, very important that as Mataji was emphasizing, that anyone who takes shelter of the bona fide spiritual master and the bona fide Guru Parampara, then receives the holy names, chants the holy names offenselessly, the purification happens, all the unwanted bad habits are gone, and then attachment for Krishna develops to the extent that one cannot forget Krishna for a moment. That is a bhava. And today is a very holy day. It's Ekadashi, and it's also the Vyasa Puja, the 75th Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Jayapatika Swami Maharaj, who's a great example. And today is Vyasa Puja. It's, it's such an empowered personality. Prabhupada himself said that he's an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada told him, you make even more disciples. Prabhupada made, I think, 5,000 or so disciples, 10,000. Prabhupada told his Lord Jayapatika, you make many, many times more disciples than me. His Lord Jayapatika Swami Maharaj has disciples all over the globe. Close to 50, 60,000 disciples he has. Right? Everywhere. And look at his bodily condition. For last almost 10 years or more, actually, his body has faced so many challenges which we cannot even dream of. Liver transplant and so many diseases, so many issues with the body, right? He himself said externally, my body is like a wreck. When his Holiness Sachinandana Maharaj asked him, Maharaj, how are you? Right? And I remember this, His Holiness Sachinandana Maharaj asked His Holiness Jayapatika Maharaj when he gave on the stage, and when he came on the stage, see, my body's a wreck, skin disease and liver and heart and so many problems we cannot imagine. But even till date, he is moving around the globe everywhere. There is not a moment he is not preaching, right? Even in the hospital, he's giving japa beats to the nurses and the doctors over there. Every moment, till date, for last 50, 60 years. So this is very, very important because there is a section of people who think, oh, no, Prabhupada is our only guru and that's it. Right? There is a huge section of people who believe in that. Prabhupada is our preeminent Shiksha Guru and has a very important place in every devotee's heart, in every ISKCON devotee's heart. But saying, oh, Prabhupada is my Diksha Guru, Prabhupada is everything, and all his disciples, all his students, all his Diksha disciples, oh, no, they are not qualified. No, they are not good. If someone is of that opinion, we must run away from that person's, we must not associate with such people because it's disaster. It's going to be very dangerous for our bhakti. We must not associate with people who don't believe in Prabhupada's disciples. There is a section of people who don't believe in Prabhupada's disciples, who say Prabhupada is the only acharya, and that's pretty much it. That's not correct. And that's what Prabhupada himself is writing here, right? So when one is completely fit to chant the holy name in this way, and then he can make disciples all over the world, as His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj and many other Prabhupada disciples are also, there are about 100 initiating spiritual masters in ISKCON GBC as per the guidelines. And there are many other Shiksha disciples, Shiksha gurus, we can say, who are Prabhupada disciples in very good standing. So we can certainly take guidance, take their help and guidance. And ultimately, this point is also very important. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tare Tara Parivartan Pravartan. Unless one receives the special power of attorney power of attorney from the Supreme Personality of God, he cannot reach the glories of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So one should never think, oh, I will make him a devotee, or I'll make her a devotee, or I brought him to, or I caused his initiation, or it is because of me he started chanting. It is because of me he is now Krishna conscious. One should never think that. Who are we? Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartan. It is Krishna Shakti. It is Krishna. Prabhupada had this mood. Krishna, you come and make me speak the right words. Make me dance the way you want me to dance. We are like a puppet. So a true puppet is one who completely takes shelter of the property of, in this case, Krishna. Krishna Shakti Vina. Krishna Shakti. It is Krishna who is empowering us so that we can read Gita, Bhagavad, etc. It's not easy. So this is the power of holy name. So beautiful verse again. Maybe I would suggest one or two devotees can read this. It'll go deeper in our heart since it's an important verse, and try to memorize also. Would all of you like to recite it? And then we'll read the next one.
I can do Prabhuji. Krishna Nam Mahamantre Eito Shabab Jai Jape Tar Krishne Upojoye Bhav.
Evil. Yes. Mataji, Prem Sankirtan Prabhu, you can also try if you wish. Yes, Mataji or Prem Sankirtan Prabhu, are you in a position to recite?
Prabhu, I'm just outside.
Okay. No worries, Prabhuji. No. Krishna Nama Mahamantrera Ita Swabhava Jai Jape Tare Krishna Upajaya Bhava. Hare Krishna. So let's move on to text 84. Yes, you can read this one.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dhan Pranam, all Krishna Srila Prabhupada, text 84. Krishna Vishaya Prema Param Purushartha Jar Age Trinotullo Chari Purushartha. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation are known as the four goals of life. But before love of Godhead, the fifth and highest goal, these appear as insignificant as straw in the street. While chanting the holy name of the Lord, one should not desire the material advancements represented by religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and ultimately liberation from the material world. As stated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the highest perfection in the life is to develop one's love for Krishna. Prema Pumartha Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matam Idam. When we compare the love of Godhead with religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, we can understand that these achievements may be desirable objectives for bubukshus, or those who desire to enjoy the material world, and mumukshus, or those who desire liberation from it. But they are very insignificant in the eyes of a pure devotee who has developed bhav, the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. Dharma, relationship, ortho, economic development, calm, sense gratification, and moksha, liberation, are the four principles of religions that pertain to the material world. Therefore, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is declared Dharma Prajita, Koitabo, Atra. Cheating religiosity systems in terms of these four material principles are completely discarded from Srimad Bhagavatam. For Srimad Bhagavatam teaches only how to develop one's dormant love of God. The Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and therefore it ends with the words Sarva Dharman Poitejo Mamekam Sharanam Brajo. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. To adopt this means 1866. To adopt this means one should reject all ideas of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, and fully engage in the service of the Lord, which is a transcendental to these four principles. Love of principles. Love of God is the original function of the spirit soul, and it is as the eternal as the soul and supreme personality of Godhead, soul and the soul of Godhead. This eternity is called Sanatan. When a devotee revives his loving service to the Supreme Person Godhead, it should be understood that he has been successful in achieving the desired goal of his life. At that time, everything is automatically done by the mercy of the holy name, and the devotee automatically advances in the spiritual progress. Very nice purpose, Srila Prabhupada. So, as you know, Chari Purushatva, Dharma, Artha, Moksha, Kam. Actually, this is for the materialistic people. So, who desire to enjoy the material world, they are called bubukshus. Or mumukshus, who just want liberation. But devotee, they are being the part and parcel of the Lord, they want to serve the Lord, and by that and by chanting, they get the ultimate prema from Krishna prema. And doing service to the Lord without any kind of desire, that is the most what should I say, the highest perfection or achievement for a devotee, and ultimately to the whole mankind. Back to Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So Lord Chaitanya is responding here to Prakashananda Saraswati and quoting that how his guru told him that Krishna Vishaya, the subject matter of Krishna, is the topmost Parama Purushartha. And this is another verse also we see, is on Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj gives this, recites this in the Mangalacharan. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamalam Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajeshu Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradhara Napara. That's where we see Prema Pumartha. Prema, this love of God is the highest perfection of life. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakaleva Shanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Sadeva Shanta. All these bubukshus and mumukshu, two new words or less often used words, Bubukshu means those are desiring bhautik, desires, money, car, property, position, kingdom, Indra's position. All these are desire for sense gratification, economic development, position. But then someone will say, I don't need everything. I just want mukti, shanti, 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 right? Impersonalist, right? Who do not desire to enjoy the material world, but they don't have anything higher. They want peace, 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 peace. No, they want to merge in the impersonal Brahman. So, mumukshus, they want to get out of this mess, material world, but what next? They don't know. But what is the highest? The highest is the Pancham Purushartha, is the fifth Purushartha. It is the Purushartha Shiromani. Purushartha or Param Purushartha, the same thing. Param means topmost or the highest, or Purushartha Shiromani, the jewel of all the Purusharthas. Prema Pumartho Mahan. Prema, Krishna Vishaya ka Prema. To love God, to love Krishna very, very clearly. Yare aage trina tulya chari purushartha. Baki sare purusharth trina ke saman. Right? Imagine we have a choice. Pick gold or pick a particle of grass. 10 grams of gold or 10 particles of grass. What will everyone pick? Oh, I want gold. It's a lot more value. What to speak of a paras money? What to speak of a pure diamond in front of grass? And that's the story we know. Our great Goswamis, they were chanting holy name, and someone gave this paras money, and they kept that in the trash. And someone wanted to get that paras money. He said, okay, you want that paras money? Okay, take it from that bin of trash, and then that near the trash pile, and you'll find it. And he was very elated. Oh, wow, 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 I found that paras money. Now I can get as much gold as I want. But he had a thought. Well, what do we keep in trash? Has anyone heard the news? Oh, their trash bin was stolen and all the trash inside was stolen, and it becomes a big news, right? Like people, when the trash collection day is there, everyone happily puts their trash outside, right? Collect it, right? If anyone even jumps and finds something valuable, like let's say some of you have an old broken maybe cycle and someone can use it, you are happy. Okay, someone takes it, good, right? Or has an old chair which you don't want to use and it's partially broken, but someone can, if they do take from the dumpster, you don't mind it. You don't lodge a complaint. Hey, someone stole my old broken chair from the dumpster. Will we do it? We don't do it. We'll be happy. Okay, glad instead of going in the landfill, it maybe someone will fix it and use it. So we're happy. We're happy to put that trash outside and let it go, right? But will we do it for our valuables? The things which are dear, maybe gold, maybe silver, maybe the keys for our house or car, or maybe our laptop or our phone. Will we put that outside? No. Material things, these are all material things, but they are dear. So that's the status, that's the situation of a pure devotee. They keep bhakti, they keep the holy name, Krishna Vishaya. Krishna is the dearmost, like the gopis. They were willing to relinquish anything, right? They were willing to relinquish anything for Krishna. Sarv dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. They did not think, well, whether their husbands would accept them back or not, what the society will think, right? We read some chapters in the Canto 10, Srimad Bhagavatam. They gave up everything, right? What he'll say, what she'll say, no. That's basically pure surrender. Anya bilashita shunyam. और सर्वो उपाधि विनिर्मुक्त तत्परत्वेन निर्मलम. सर्व सभी उपाधियों को छोड़ के they surrender. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uttama. That was their state. And that happens as we are reading. This holy name awakens that. The more sincerely we chant, the more with feeling we chant, the more with humility we chant, the more offenselessly we chant, the more, desperately we chant. And rest, everything will seem like a trida and will not run after it. So that's a goal. That's a goal, to aspire for pure bhakti, prema purushartha. Love of Godhead is the goal. The more we read, hear this, the more it will go in our heart and intelligence, so we can really aspire for the right thing and try to get it, try to develop it before the time runs out. Any other thoughts, comments in this beautiful verse? Okay, 85, would someone like to read?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, I can read.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhu. Pancham Purushatva Premanandam Amrita Sindhu Moksha Adi Ananda Jar Nahe Ekobindu. Translation by His Divine Grace of Vichar Narobinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Who can you scroll up a little? Okay. For a devotee who has actually developed bhava, the pleasure derived from dharma, artha, kama, and moksha appears like a drop in the presence of the sea. So here, like bhava stage, we know that there are different stages, just adho shraddha, then that ultimately goes into bhava stage, then develop prema, raga, then anuraga, then so there are different stages there. So when a devotee goes into the bhava stage, into them, dharma, artha, moksha, and kama, they are like very insignificant. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying here. Prabhu, please add or correct. I forget that the stage is
Oh, sorry, you forgot the
that stages like ado shraddha, tato sadhu sangha, then
Anatha Nibriti.
anatha nibriti, then ashram.
bhajan kriya before that.
Oh,
Bhajan-
doesn't count away. Yes, yes.
Yeah. If you can kindly say it one more time.
For our purification, my purification. Yeah, I kind of try to make an acronym. The acronym is SS-BAN. This is somehow I have remembered this. Don't ask me how to remember that. So first is, as it says, Shraddha, other Shraddha. Little faith is required. Then the next S is Sadhu Sangha, is association of devotees, like-minded devotees. Then Bhajana,
Yeah.
or the engaging in the different processes of bhakti, Bhajan Kriya, chanting, reading, hearing, serving Vaishnavas, deity worship, prasadam, etc. Bhajan Kriya then. And when one does that, naturally one will get cleansed. Chetadarpana marjanam, so anartha nivritti. So purification from all the vices. Then let me make this bigger a little bit. Okay. Then
Nishtha.
nishtha. or steadiness. Ruchi, then asakti, attachment, intense attachment, then bhava, as we are talking about, and finally prema, pure of Godhead. So that's what we are trying. That's what we are hoping, praying. And one who experiences this joy, Premananda, actually, this is the topmost joy. In Bhavasagar, we have Jad Ananda. Ye hi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yoneva evate adi antavanta konte anate shuramate buddha. Jad Ananda. And Jad Anand becomes the cause, actually is the mother of misery. It is the womb of suffering. So the pleasures in this world derived from the sense perception are the womb of misery. So Jad Ananda, then one goes further in upper planets, little more Jad Ananda, then one goes to Brahmananda, the pleasure of impersonal, merging in the impersonal effulgence. Oh, finally I got rid of this material world. But what next? The topmost Premananda is in the spiritual world. And that's what we are aspiring for. So, and what is the comparison given here? Premananda Amrita Sindhu. Sindhu, ocean, millions and zillions of drops. Mokshadi Ananda or Brahmananda, Mokshananda, they are not even equivalent to one drop of that. And Mokshananda, actually, Mokshadi Ananda, the Ananda which we have right now is Jadananda. Jad Ananda. So Jad Ananda, Mokshananda is greater, much, much higher, but Premananda is much, much higher than Mokshananda, millions of times. But Maya is so strong that we are so deeply caught up. I'm talking about myself in this Jadananda, and the whole life just goes in there. No time, no energy, no to think about Premananda. But the pure Bhakti Shastra, pure Acharyas, they teach us, get up. Why are you caught up in this low class pleasure? You're not meant for this world. You're meant for something higher. Anandamayo Bhyasar. We are real pleasure seeking beings, but trying to find the New York in the map of Delhi, you'll never find it, or map of India, you'll never find it because it does not exist. So this is Dukhalaya Ashashvatam. You're trying to find Ananda or happiness in Dukhalayam. How determined we may be, how sincere we may be, how enthusiastic we may be, we will never find. So if you're looking for real happiness, Premananda, which is millions and billions of times more than Mokshananda, which is millions and millions of times more than the Jadananda. So in short, the Premananda is the topmost thing that we'll only get when we connect to Krishna. Krishna Vishaya Ka Prema. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. It gives pleasure, it gives happiness, it gives satisfaction, it gives real joy to the heart. Rest everything. Manushya janama paya Radha Krishna na bhajiya Janiya shuniya vishekhainu. Having attained this human form of life, if we do not rekindle the love for Sri Radha and Krishna, then life is waste. Janiya shuni, jan bujh ke vish khana, like knowingly drinking poison. Who will do that? But sorry to say, almost everyone is doing that, because we have no time for Radha Krishna and we have all the time for Maya. So, but by somehow unimaginable good fortune, we as sadhakas have received the mercy of spiritual master, and we are trying to engage in the path of bhakti. This is unimaginable good fortune. So let's try to get to that perfection state. Prabhupada wanted all his disciples and all the generations to come to become pure devotees, not half-baked devotees. Half-baked cookie, half-baked rice, will we like it? Half-baked roti, half-baked anything, cake, any, we want to be fully baked. We want to be fully ripened. Fully ripened mango is so sweet. Fully ripened banana, fully ripened everything is very nectarian, healthy, juicy. So we want to be fully ripened. Then how will we become? By continually striving to improve. Yes, we have to stay in the moment, but just staying in the moment will not make one fully ripe. Staying enthusiastically, staying with the devotion, staying with determination, staying with every day considering I am new. When one is new in Krishna consciousness, how enthusiastic they are. They're very worshipable. They're very, very humble. If someone says, "Hey, do this," "Hey, why are you doing this?" They will not mind it. "Oh, I'm new. Sorry, I didn't know. Maybe please forgive me if I did anything which I was not supposed to do." They'll be very respectful to all. So if we can, as all our, Guru Varg says, always have this mood of an apprentice, learning, continuously improving our bhakti, our sadhana, our seva, our japa, our relationship with Vaishnavas, our every aspect of our life connected to Krishna consciousness, our how we do arti, how we do bhoga offering, there's always room for improvement. The mantras may not change, like the chanting of the mantra will not change. The arti lyrics will not change. But the sentiment with which we do that certainly should change as we are, progressing in our bhakti or trying to make spiritual progress. And that pleases Krishna the most. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. The fruit, banana will stay the same, orange will also stay the same. But the real ras is the bhakti ras, which Krishna is looking for. Same with the japa, the holy name will stay same. Same with the reading, the books will not change, the verse will not change. But with how depth, sincerity, devotion am I reading it, that certainly Krishna likes it. So any other comments, thoughts, corrections on this? Okay, so let's read one last verse and then we'll pause. 80, since there is no purport to 86, we'll quickly read it. 86, anyone would like to read? Yes, Maharaj.
কৃষ্ণ নামের ফল প্রেম সর্বশাস্ত্রে কয়, ভাগ্যে সেই প্রেম তোমায় করিল উদয়। Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The conclusion of all revealed scriptures is that one should awaken his dormant love of Godhead. You are greatly fortunate to have already done so. Back to Shri Krishna.
Haribol. What could be a greater proof than one's guru saying this to the disciple? So Ishwar Puripad is saying, oh, you have already awakened. Prema Tomar Karila Udoy. You are greatly fortunate. What is the conclusion of all these shastras? Sarva Shastra coin. What is the goal? Krishna Namira Phala Prem. We have to get the fruit. What is the fruit? Phala? To develop love for Krishna. That is the conclusion. All the scripture. A Shastra Marma. The essence. The conclusion. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namamim Harim Param. The last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namamim Harim Param. Nama Sankirtan, this is congregational chanting. Prabhupada emphasized chanting so much when he came. We went to San Francisco, where Prabhupada did that famous Rath Yatra. There's a park called, it's near the Golden Gate Bridge. And there's a lake called Stew Lake. So over there, we're like near Ashbury. So you can visit those places actually. When we went last year, last quarter, we did go to all those places. And if you are going anytime, you can go to all those places where Prabhupada went, where Prabhupada, did the first, in San Francisco, Rath Yatra, and the, how he Prabhupada toured or used to walk in that park. It's a very big park, very nice big park. So why I was sharing that point? Yeah. So Prabhupada was just doing simple, chanting on that hill. That hill is still there. You can go. He was just in that park, like how in New York City there is that Hare Krishna tree. Very simple, very similar. There is a park in the San Francisco city also. So Prabhupada was chanting, and devotees were coming, and just by hearing the pure words of a pure Acharya, they developed this Krishna prema. Recently I was watching this one video by Mother Devi Shakti Mataji. So she was sharing all the great struggles which the devotees underwent when the Vrindavan temple was being constructed. And lot of struggles. So, and she's showing pictures also, like how devotees were in so austere circumstances. And these are American, European devotees. Imagine. Now they're not used to this environment. Same in Bombay also, right? They're not used to this environment and living at a construction site practically. Imagine, like, I'm just sharing like very quickly, but if you hear how like so little resources, they couldn't even speak Hindi, and at that time, 50 years, 60 years back, there was no one, but they were still doing. This is Gurudas Prabhu doing Bhagavatam class. He was the temple in charge at that point, but you see the construction site. So how in so austere, I was like, so heart melting, like what all great sacrifices they have done for the moment. We cannot imagine. And anywhere we see any temple, which is whether it's Juhu or Mayapur or New Vrindavan or any temple, it has come because of the lot of great sacrifice of countless devotees. It didn't come just magically by chance. It came in, and these devotees, now imagine, everyone wants to live in a comfortable place. Everyone wants to live in a healthy, hygienic place. But they were like young American people, European people, but they completely surrendered to Prabhupada. It was like amazing. Their shelter, their love to the Guru, their spirit of dedication is totally beyond comprehension. There's a Bhagavatam class happening. Can you imagine? This is beyond words. So I would suggest if you feel inspired, you can hear this. I'll share the link. Okay, so any quick comments, any thoughts, questions before we wrap up for today? Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Kalashi Tithi ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Mahasaya ki jai, Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Taram Bhavani Vaishnavi. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.